Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending the Comcast Virtual Job Fair event. I would like to introduce you to Sean. Sean will tell you about his company, job openings, and how to apply for those openings. Sean?
Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate having us and appreciate everyone for joining. Hopefully you can all hear me well. So my name is Sean Jan DeForner. Some of you may have already gotten emails from me with the invitation for this event. So for those of you who have already met virtually, it's nice to see you all here. But I am a recruiter for Comcast. I have been with Comcast for going on 8 years next month in the talent acquisition / recruiting organization. And I recruit for all of the retail locations across Chicago, Illinois, basically Indiana, and a little bit of Michigan as well. So want to talk to you about some of the openings that we currently have. And you can go on to the next slide. You can go one more. So really quick, like to for those of you who are not familiar with Comcast / Xfinity, like to really quickly just go over, these are the products and services that we have. So, upwards of, we're kind of that one-stop shop, right? So we're in the cable, obviously business, internet is our probably most popular. We have the home phone still. We do home security. We have recently got into the mobile platform as well. So now we have Xfinity Mobile. So we are, again, that one-stop shop. We also now have introduced Xfinity Flex, which is for basically streaming service. So for those customers who don't, cable cutters, we have an option for them as well. So these are the products and services that, in these positions, you will be working with to help our customers on a daily basis. Can move on to the next. So here again, these are the products and services, just a few of them, products and services that you'll be working with. Go on to the next slide. So along with Comcast, we are large, right? We're a very large organization. We own NBC Universal as well. So for many of those who do not know, we kind of have our hands everywhere. So we own or have partnerships with all of these different organizations and affiliates that you see on this list. So, again, NBC is the biggest. We do own DreamWorks now, Universal Studios, so the theme parks. We own Sky, which is probably the newest, which is our UK, basically, our affiliate over in the UK. So we are global as well. So very, very large organization with a lot of opportunities. So retail overview. Again, I spoke about the retail opportunities that we have. I tell everyone we are not your typical retailer. So when people think of retail, they automatically think of Black Friday and those crazy retail hours. We are not your typical retailer. So what is a retail sales consultant? We do have two different positions. First one is this role, which is a sales position. So have to be upfront. It is sales. You will have sales goals monthly that you will have to meet in this position. And basically, for those of you who have seen our store or visited our store before, you are working directly with customers in that retail location, retail environment. And people often say, how do I sell? What kind of sales is it? And it's very much evaluating the customer's needs. So asking questions, asking those discovery, probing questions, finding out what the customers don't have, what they do have, and what they maybe don't know that they don't need. So, or that they do need, excuse me. So it's a lot of customer service as well, helping customers, maybe helping them with billing questions or new service questions, upgrading, downgrading their packages. You are that one-stop shop. And we talk about brand love, as you'll see on the screen. You are that ambassador. You're that Comcast Xfinity ambassador and the face of Comcast when customers come to our store. So what we look for is someone who is passionate, someone who enjoys technology, someone who enjoys being competitive, healthy competition, and someone who doesn't mind working with those customers that, may not have had a good day, right? They may not be always pleasant or happy, and they just, they may have service issues, and they're not the easiest potentially customer to work with. Well, we look for individuals who are okay, and those are the type of customers that they enjoy working with, to build those customers up and make those customers into a positive experience. Can move on to the next one. So the other position that I mentioned is non-sales. It's also in the store as well, and we do have a variety of these openings across all of our locations. It's basically called a store service associate. And this individual is also customer service, but they also do a lot of other things as well. So it's also kind of a one-stop shop type of position. So this individual works a lot with our inventory. So they will do inventory, what we call counts, on a weekly basis with the management. There is some stocking that is involved, but again, it's not a typical, stocker at any other retailer or grocery store. It's a smaller store, so we're working with all of our merchandise. You are that go-to person for our merchandise. So that would be our cable boxes, our accessories, our phones, our iPhones, our Androids, all of the above. You are also working with our Xfinity mobile services, very heavy. So getting data transfers for customers, porting their information over, making sure that, their contacts are all ported over correctly, their pictures. So a lot of interactive work with customers. So like I said before, very, very customer focused. And again, similar here, we look for someone who enjoys technology, someone who enjoys working with those customers, not always happy customers. There is no sales attached to this position. So there is no sales goals. You won't have to sell at all in this position. So two very different positions. You can go on to the next slide. So some things that are important that I like to highlight. Our store hours. Most of our stores are what we call Xfinity stores. We have a few legacy stores that are out there. They're not hiring, I don't believe, actively right now. But our Xfinity stores are open 7 days a week. So when we look for full-time individuals, we do look for open availability during our store hours. Doesn't mean you're going to work every single day. Doesn't mean you're going to work every single weekend. But we do ask for open availability. For our part-timers, we ask for open availability on the weekends, but we are flexible during the week. So our store hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, we're open from 11 to 5. So again, we are flexible, a little bit more flexible with our part-timers. Full-time is typically 40 hours a week. Part-time is 28 to 30 hours a week. Our dress code is casual to an extent. So we provide you with a Comcast top. That could be a t-shirt, that could be a long sleeve, polo, any of the above. We provide that to you. You provide the jeans and the basically black gym shoes because we want you to be comfortable. Compensation is my favorite part. For the sales position, it is uncapped commission. So there is no cap on how much you can earn. You basically directly impact your own commission. You impact how much you want to earn. There is a base hourly rate of $11.85 for that position. And I'm not sure if the other piece got cut off or not. It may have. But I'll actually, you can stay on this slide, but the hourly rate for the store service associate position, so the non-sales position, is $15 per hour. And there is a quarterly bonus that is also attached to that position. So obviously you can see the differences in one completely uncapped commission with a lower hourly, the other no commission because there is no sales, flat hourly rate of 15 plus a quarterly bonus. Now for current opportunities. So right now, and this is as of right now, this changes frequently. We have part and full-time opportunities in sales and the service associates in our Forsyth, Illinois locations. We have a new store in Peoria that is opening. Again, part and full-time sales opportunities, as well as, which is not listed here, there will be some store service associate positions there as well. Granger in Indiana, we have part-time service associate opportunities available. Crystal Lake, full-time store service associate, excuse me. And then East Peoria, a little bit different, a full-time store service associate. So a lot of different opportunities available. The picture that is there, it's a QR code. If you have a phone on you right now, you can basically put your camera up to it. You don't need to take a picture. It should pop up with a website that will take you directly, should take you, I should say, directly to our Comcast career site that you can view all of the current opportunities that we have. And like I said, this is updated daily. So next week, there may be more opportunities because we are actively hiring for our retail spots. So we can leave this up if you want to for a little bit. Let me see if there are some questions I can answer. Let's see. Any questions, Daniel, that you have?
Yes, Sean. I believe you might have covered them briefly, but nonetheless, maybe we can just cover it again. Somebody asked, are these positions minimum wage?
Okay. Yep. So the sales position is a standard hourly. It does depend on locations. So, and I should have notated that. So for it's $11.85 for some of our outlier locations, like our Peoria. We do have other locations like that are in Illinois, that we do have a little bit of higher hourly rate. But the overall biggest component to that is the uncapped commission. And then for the store service associate non-sales positions, it is a flat $15 an hour rate. And I see a question about remote positions. We do not have any remote positions for retail. There are, I don't want to say there may be some remote positions that are work from home for our call center, but I unfortunately don't work with those. So again, career site would be the best option for that.
Thank you for that, Sean. And I just do want to just kind of reiterate, if anyone has any questions for Sean, you can go ahead and enter those into the chat section and we will get those answered for you ASAP.
Perfect. You can move on to the next slide if you want to. All right, my favorite part is our perks. So the first one, which is I think the best, is free basically entertainment. So what we call our courtesy services. They're not exactly free. They are heavily discounted. When we say free, basically the services are free. The products are the actual, like a cable box, or the actual product is what you're paying for. To give you an idea, and I'll use myself as an example, it's the best example I can give. I pay no more than $50 a month, so 50 a month, and that is for everything. So cable with all the channels, sports, movies, HBO, all of that, the home security system, internet, as well as Netflix. So all of those, I pay no more than $50 a month. So that when I say discounted, heavily discounted. And that is to every employee, whether full or part-time, on day one of employment. You will also receive 4 complimentary tickets per year. It is a one-time usage, so you have to use all 4 tickets on one day to Universal Orlando or Hollywood theme parks. And then everything else at the parks are discounted, I think 20 to 30% off. And then there is a website that's called Spend Smart, that once you become an employee, there are hundreds and hundreds of deals and discounts, cash back on everything you could possibly imagine. Car purchasing, Lowe's, Home Depot, I mean, you name it, it's there. Next slide. So our benefits, we have a strong benefit package, medical, dental, vision. All of those are available on day one of employment. So no waiting period for your medical, dental, and vision benefits. Again, part and full-time available. We have services like Doctor on Demand. Basically, it's a virtual doctor, completely free. We have 401k package, does have a 90-day waiting period, but we match up to 6%. So again, amazing, amazing benefit, part and full-time opportunities. Then we have other insurance, life insurance, disability, maternity, adoption assistance, you name it, we have it. Pet insurance, which I just found out about today, and I've been here for 8 years, so you name it, we have it. Can go on to the next slide. Something that I like to bring up is what we call employee resource groups. It is just, it's another concept that we have at Comcast that brings our employees together, provides them with opportunities for networking, for growth. It's all free, it's all volunteer, but it is another opportunity to grow and to develop and to lead. And so it's, you can join all of them. I am a strong proponent of this, excuse me, because I am the lead and have been the lead for one of these resource groups for many years. And again, it's just another opportunity that Comcast gives their employees to grow and to learn both professionally and personally. So at this point, I did put up the jobs.comcast.com website. And I will check to see on my end if I see any questions. Samantha, I do see that you said you put an application this morning. So if you did put an application in, I will be reaching out to you shortly. And then I do see a question of the Comcast ATS system. So yes, how do we get through the ATS system? So ideally, yes, first thing you want to do is go to jobs.comcast.com, fill out the application for whatever location that you are interested in. What I will tell you is get your resume in there. I know we have had some individuals who found it difficult to get their resume onto our site for some reason. But I would try to if you cannot get your resume on there, please make sure you put some information, your job history in the application. If we don't see any history, if we don't see any of your work experience, it makes it very difficult for me to review, your history. So that's my biggest advice, is to make sure if you cannot upload a resume, please ensure you're putting your work history inside of the application itself.
And looks like there was another question there, Sean. A couple of questions, actually.
Okay. So project management. So yes, if we do have some project manager roles, I do not know who the corporate recruiter is, but you are right, it is a corporate position. So unfortunately, I do not know who that would be. There are many, many different recruiters, but if you are on this, I'll be getting a list of individuals who did register, I believe. So I will be sending you all a link at the end of this with our job site, so we could always communicate that way, and maybe we can help you out there. Rashawn, I see that a test. So there is an assessment. So good point. There is an assessment for the sales positions that you do have to complete. The non-sales roles does not, but the sales position does have an assessment that you do have to complete and pass. It is not hard. It is, you can fail it, but as long as you take your time with it, it is not a difficult assessment at all. PDF format, I would say yes, is probably best. If not PDF, Word would be the two best options. Don't use Notepad or anything like that. There's a question about a telecommunications position. I unfortunately do not know any more about that role. That is similar. I can send you the link and potentially put you in the right direction with a recruiter, but I am not 100% positive. I'm not really sure about that role, unfortunately. If you can go on to the last slide, I think there's one more, Daniel. Potentially, maybe not. Okay, so I like to end with this picture. Obviously, we all know what is happening Right now, what probably will continue to happen, and I like to really put that out there, a lot of individuals are hesitant, right, to work in a retail environment at this point. What I will tell you, and the only thing I can tell you, as with this picture here of our one of our real associates, we do ensure that our employees and our customers are safe. So we have opened all of our stores with facial covering requirements for both customers and associates. We do a lot of sanitization, especially for our products and our services, especially if customers or associates are touching them. We have plexiglass dividers on every workstation. We are limiting how many customers are in the store at one time. If a customer is not being helped, they do have to wait either outside or in their cars. And we are promoting making appointments prior to coming into the store. So again, a lot of really great things to ensure the safety of both our employees, but also our customers in the store.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sean. And again, if anyone has any questions while we have Sean on the line, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we will get those answered for you. In the meantime, Sean, I just have a couple general questions that I'll ask you just for the folks who are on the call today. Can you kind of elaborate on how a candidate can stand out and get an interview, assuming they are qualified for the position that they are applying for? Are there any keywords in a resume or perhaps character traits or personality traits that might help them to that end?
Yeah, so I will tell you, I review every single candidate that applies. I know a lot of individuals think that, because Comcast is such a large organization, we go through a system that goes through the resumes. No, that system is me. I review every single candidate, every single resume that comes through every single application. Or every single position, excuse me. So as far as things that will make you stand out, talking or having on your resume the technology experience. We don't expect you to be a tech expert or someone in IT, but listing some of the systems and the programs that you worked with on your resume is a great thing. What I will tell you is that what we typically, unfortunately, don't look for are individuals that have a history of a short tenure. So if you're, unfortunately, someone who does do a lot of what we call job hopping, doesn't have a lot of tenure at different organizations, typically, unfortunately, we look at that and we, sometimes don't really move forward with a lot of those individuals because we do look for someone who will be with us. I'm not saying forever, right? But a little bit long term. So, obviously there are reasons potentially some point, especially now we're seeing a lot of individuals who are unemployed because of COVID. So we can understand that. But as far as things that will make you stand out the resume, just make sure your information's there. Make sure your job history is there, how long you've been there. And as far as things that will make you stand out, once we talk, personality. That is all I can tell you. We look for someone who is going to be engaging. If they're engaging with me, I know you'll be engaging with customers, and that will make you successful in either one of these positions. As far as the question about contractor roles, we do not have any contracting positions. All of these are part-time or full-time, actual permanent roles.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sean. And again, I just wanted to reiterate, I think we had a couple individuals who joined a little bit late. If you have any questions for Sean, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you. I do have another question for you, Sean, that I like to ask on all my webinars, and that is, what are the opportunities for advancement within your organization? And then can you kind of maybe provide an illustrative example of a success story that you might have?
Yep, perfect. Great question. So a lot of, again, a misconception of retail is that there is not growth opportunities. Again, I'm going to say we're not your typical retailer. So we do have growth opportunities. We look for, with these positions obviously are what we call more of a front line, but we do have leads in every one of our stores. So that would be the next level up. We have assistant managers and we have store managers. Above that, we have market managers. So within retail alone, there is the opportunity to grow. Outside of retail, there are hundreds, millions of positions, whether it be call center, whether it be technicians, whether it be more of the sales support, a lot of different business to business sales. So yes, the opportunities are there. You can mold your career into whatever you want. A couple of success stories I can give you. We had an individual who started out as I believe she started out as a sales lead, I believe, or maybe a sales rep. And she got promoted to lead. She got promoted to assistant manager. She got promoted to store manager. Most recently, she did end up leaving the retail environment and became a business to business sales rep, making very good money. So that's one story of an individual who, worked their time, did the retail, but decided I want to move on to a different opportunity within the company. Within retail, I cannot tell you how many individuals that I have seen that have moved up from a part-time retail sales associate that are now applying for a store manager role, because they've moved up in the ranks. So, and it's positions that I've hired these people, I don't know, 2 years ago, a year ago, that are continuously moving up through the ranks. I can count it. I cannot count it on two hands. I'll probably 20 to 30 maybe individuals, maybe even more, that have made this progression. So it happens a lot, and we look internally before we go externally for any of our leadership roles within retail.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sean. And it does look like we have a few more questions in the chat section for you before we end the session today.
Let's see. Network engineer. Again, unfortunately, I do not work with any of the other roles outside of retail. So I am not 100% sure. Again, my advice for you would be to go to jobs.comcast.com, search for what you are looking for. If you don't see anything, create a job alert, a job search alert, that will notify you when there is something. I anticipate next year, or actually probably sooner than that, I would anticipate maybe sometime next month that there may be additional opportunities posted for 2021. That is typically how that works. So I would definitely check out our website. You can definitely connect with me via LinkedIn. And yes, list the position one more time. Daniel, I believe that you're going to send me a list of the participants that I can send. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, correct. I will send you a list of all registrants after this event.
Perfect. So if you have registered, you will be getting an email from me. So you'll have my contact, you'll have my LinkedIn, you'll have, and I'll give all of you a link to our website, and we can hopefully connect from there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sean. And at this point, I would like to just offer you one more opportunity to include any sort of information that you believe might have been overlooked during your presentation.
No, I think that is everything. I look forward to hopefully talking to many of you. I know many of you probably have already applied, and possibly we've connected. But for those who haven't, I look forward to connecting with you all and hopefully working with you through the process.
Thank you, Sean. And I just want to thank everyone again for attending this virtual job fair. I do want to make note that this session has been recorded and it will be uploaded onto Illinois workNet later this afternoon. Similarly, that link will also be uploaded onto Comcast's employer booth if there's anything that you kind of want to watch the video and refer back to at a later date. Thank you all for participating. Again, Sean, thank you for your presentation. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Have
care,
a good rest
everyone.
of the day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.